It's time we talk about the weather. We in trouble, friends. The storm clouds are coming in, and I can hear the rumbling of atom bombs
that make tsunamis like a butterfly flapping its wings.
On the other side of the world
is a tornado in Brooklyn, torrential rain in Jamaica, an earthquake in Haiti, a typhoon in Vietnam, a monsoon in Korea,
a landslide in India, fire in San Diego, massive flooding in China, a mudslide in Chiapas, tidal wave in Indonesia,
acid rain in Hiroshima. It's been snowing in the desert, y'all. Something is wrong here.
The rivers don't run like they used to. Stay calm.
This is an emergency. I tell you
if I knew,
but the future hasn't said a word to me. She's angry
that her children
won't be born debt-free. Destiny said man-made curses are her worst pet peeve.
They are selling
the rain. They are leasing the rivers.
They are auctioning off the oceans
to the highest bidders.
As giant chunks of the polar ice cap dislodge from the North Pole,
and tourists flock to the site to take pictures.
There is disaster tourism.
Like there's disaster profiteering
off the torrential storms
and the warring
and the wrath
of global warming. Who
will get paid
to rebuild, and who will they build for? Who will endure
the drought
and the rain? Who will be safe and sound indoors?
Who built the missiles,
the smart bombs,
the rockets?
Who gets raided?
And who gets paid
from whose pockets? Who gets sent off to war? Who dies for whose profits? Who
gets remembered?
Who's been forgotten? Who paved concrete over the pores of the earth to make our lives harder, and built buildings to scrape skies, trying to get closer to God, but moved farther?
Our history's
been lost
to forgetfulness,
erased by the frontiers of manifest destiny, as if destiny were man-made or manifested
in the hands of colonial planners
who build their thrones atop the remains of nations like gravestones. Celebrate Columbus Day with clearance sales to buy up stuff to cover up that which cannot be bought or sold,
only stolen,
like breath or life or home or an entire people who once believed that land could never be owned. And the ocean is worth more than gold, and water cannot be held captive. It will reshape even stone, and even when the last tree stands alone, it still makes a sound
long after
it's fallen. In a forest that lived,
even if no one saw it,
and fed the world its breath,
whether or not we applauded.
One hand clapping sounds a lot like the rhythms we lost in generations who sang even as they departed.
And now we stand at the doorway.
In the hallway, life brought us to this crossroads of lost hope and undeniable promise, where we choose
between past
beyond rightness or wrongness
that will lead to the brink
of the planet's exhaustion, or the age of compassion, where the meek become strongest and re-inherit the earth and redefine progress.
Thank you, family. Good morning, allies, fellow solutionaries, comrades in this movement to bring restoration and balance in our relationship to this divine planet and to each other. Thank y'all so much for being here. My name is Naima.
My name is Alixa. And together we are climbing poetry. And this, I want to give this little next bit to the spirits, to the ancestors, to all those who were here way before this building was here, before you and I were sitting inside of it. And this is how we recycle, my people.
Woo! Yeah, Alixa.
Don't you forget, man. Don't you forget, hip hop is innovation.
Absolutely. Thanks, y'all. So to let you know, that first piece was part of a much longer, a 2-hour show that Alixa and I developed called Hurricane Season, The Hidden Messages in Water.
Yes, we traveled with an all-woman crew, 50 cities across the United States on a little white bus that we converted to run on recycled vegetable oil. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
And now that we've parked our grease bus, the work doesn't end, and we've been, in the last 4 years, translating all of the poetry, the media, and the research behind Hurricane Season as a show into an arts-based social justice curriculum for high school and college-age youth. And thanks, y'all. It's been a huge labor of love with so much dedicated brilliance from ourselves and from our all-volunteer team of educators. And we're so excited to get these lesson plans that really examine the systems of oppression that we're living amongst and participating in, and more than anything, really studying and learning and activating how change happens and how we can become agents of change rather than the victims of the circumstances we've been born into. So that's been deeply in the works. We're about to finish it by the end of the year. So we mention it in case there's educators in the room that want to connect with this work, that want to connect with this curriculum. And if there's folks that want to support this last stretch, where we are launching a fundraising campaign. We just launched it last week at National Bioneers to support the completion of this multimedia curriculum that we want to be implemented nationwide in all types of learning environments. So come check us out there at the table so we can network on that. That's like just a real strategic way that we can keep this energy and the power of art as, you know, an important tool in this movement for change. So thank you for that.
We're going to go out with this prayer for all of us.
Darkness is only the absence of light. Like loneliness is the reason we fight, and fear is the reason we might never know what it'd be like if we all realize the meaning of our lives is lived as if life depended on the gifts we tried to hide. Whoever told you you can't fly was afraid of heights you'd reach if you tried. You better free your mind before they illegalize thought. There's a war going on. The first casualty was truth, and it's inside you. The universe is counting on our belief that faith is more powerful than fear. And in that shifting moment, we'll all remember why we're here in a world where you're assassinated for having a dream, and the rich spend $9 billion a year to control our ideas, and visions are televised, so things aren't what they seem. We gotta believe in a world where there's room enough for everyone to breathe. 'Cause reality is made of 7 billion thoughts who made up their mind of what's real and what's not. So I stopped believing in false idols of war, greed, and hate. It's not worth my faith. And my mind's dedicated to justice, and my soul's devoted to love, and love is God. And God is truth, and truth is you. And you are me, and I am everything. And everything is the birth.
Nothing. And nothing
Is the birthplace of creation. And transformation is possible. And you are proof.
and the most powerful tool
In the hands of the oppressor is what's inside our heads. And the most dangerous weapon to combat the deception lives inside our chest. Hold a mirror to your heart. What does it reflect? What will be the message of the legacy we've left? We were born right now for a reason. We can be whatever we give ourselves the power to be. And right now we need dream weavers, bridge builders, truth sayers, light bearers, food growers, wound healers, trailblazers, life lovers, peace makers. Give what you most deeply desire to give. Every moment you are choosing to live, or you are waiting. Why would a flower hesitate to open? Now is the only moment. Raindrop, let go. Become the ocean. Possibility is as wide as the space we create to hold it. We were born right now for a reason. The reason is up to you. Just think, so much is controlled by so few. Imagine how much so many of us could all do when you consider this system runs off of our fuel. If we stop running alone, we see just who's ruling who. The game don't exist if we don't play by its rules. So don't be scared of the spark in the spell of great darkness, or afraid of the light in the moment of dawning, or the heights you will reach when you rise to your calling and release all your rain. Call it flying or falling. Let go of your wanting and give in to your longing, to live free of possession and full of belonging to the intricate infinites. We're all a part of the web that you wove. In a dream you'd forgotten was the creator awakening into our conscience. Condensation of vapor into a droplet of water.
Thank you so much. Connecting for change.